Hey YouTube, Dawson Ryder here with some Power Rangers news from today's Fan First Friday. So for the first video, we're going to talk about the Dino Fury toys because that was more new information. All the other stuff was like 99% stuff like, hey, let's recap news you already knew about this week. So for Dino Fury toys, we got a couple key updates. So first of all on Zords, for the main ones that are going to be releasing soon, we didn't necessarily get anything new. We just did get a look at the packaging, which looks cool. That's one thing I definitely think has been a strong suit, especially with stuff like the Zords. I think the packaging and the box art is really neat, especially like the artwork they have on them. So we got a little bit of a look at that. T-Rex Champion, and then the two packs of the others. And they are mixing and matching them. I got a little bit confused because I felt like when we first heard about them, it seemed like they were going to do green and black together and yellow and pink together, or yellow and pink and blue together. But then there was a listing that had them mismatched, so they're mismatching blue and pink and green and black. So unfortunately, if you want to get only two of them, you kind of have to get all of them, which is kind of smart marketing, but I can see it being annoying. If for some reason there's somebody that only wants to complete the Dino Charge or the Dino Fury Megazord, then they have to get both of them. But those are supposed to be coming out, they said late summer, early fall. So I'm excited to finally get our hands on those because I think those look really good. I'm still slightly worried about them showing up on shelves, but I'll get to that in a second. But basically, they're almost done. They should be here soonish. And then they did offer a teaser at next year's Megazords. They said it's part of the spring wave, which are the Mosa Razor Zord and then the Terra Freeze Zord, which, you know, are from Ryusoulger. You know them from Ryusoulger, and they showed like the gray model prototypes just like they did with the original Zords. And they look good too. Again, I'll obviously have to wait and see till I get my hands on them how they feel, but from the looks we've seen at them, like the articulated feel of them, they look really cool and they look even more accurate to the show in terms of proportions than the Japanese ones did. And I've always loved the designs in this series for Megazord, so I'm pretty excited to actually get these when they show up. And they also mentioned that these two Megazords, the new ones, are going to be coming out in the spring, and they said there's going to be more red ones coming out then too. And they even mentioned so that you can get your hands on the crucial red one. I think that means they're a little bit self-aware of what happened with Beast Morphers, because oddly enough, both Beast Morphers and Dino Fury are series where their red mecha is like central to so many things. And unfortunately, our version of Ace was pretty hard to get your hands on unless you got the full set or you managed to get one on one of the online places before they went to ridiculous prices. So I'm hoping this means they're self-aware at how awful the distribution was on that, because again, I'm still like wary if these are going to show up, especially with how sparse Dino Fury stuff is on shelves in general, even at my stores. But so that is Zord updates. Then we got figure updates. Then they said the next two figures that should be releasing around the same time before the end of the year are going to be Gold and Void Knight, which we saw little leaks of a while back, which I both still think look good. I think the way they're releasing these figures is super weird. I'll talk more about that in a second in like a sort of rant thoughts thing. Like, I'm not like trying to be an entitled fan, like, oh, they deserve it. Again, this is one of those situations where just the logic does not compute with me. But anyway, those are the next two we're getting like in the mainline wave, is Gold and Void Knight. And then you're probably wondering, well, what about Izzy and not Chase? Well, we are getting them, but as of this moment, unless I misinterpreted it, or you're in the future and they changed this or did something else, we're only going to be getting them in an Amazon exclusive 5-pack. So they're releasing an exclusive 5-pack that has all 5 core Rangers, that has Izzy and Javi in it, and then it also comes with their swords and some keys and the belt buckle. I don't know why the belt buckle's in there. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's one of the toys from Ryusoulger. I would rather have the communicator. Like, maybe that's just me. That's not being entitled or nitpicky, but it just, I don't know. The buckle just seems weird. But I guess it's because they come with keys. Why am I talking so much about this? I just find this needlessly complicated. I'll just save my thoughts for that for the very end of the video after I go over the other stuff. But I don't know. I think that's a little bit weird. And they talked, I think actually the only other thing I talked about, go over the other stuff, is the Chroma Saber, which we already saw. It was just funny because they're talking about it and they just said a couple funny things. They're like, oh, this was designed to be ergonomically correct for kids. And it just made me think of like how even little kid me would be like, why is this Power Rangers toy so small? Like, even like, it's not like oh, this is for kids, why are you complaining thing. It's like, even when I was little, I thought the Power Rangers weapons were too small, and I feel like there's some other kids like that there too. And then they talked about like, well, you know, all kids love scanning colors. I'm like, what? They showed off a little bit more of the Chroma Saber, which we knew about and I talked about in a previous video. But so, my thoughts. Again, looking forward to the Zords, like I said. Hopefully we actually get them on store shelves. My main things is I hope that they feel like a solid quality and look or feel as good as they look, because I thought some of the Beast Morpher Zords looked good, but I think over time they wound up feeling kind of flimsy to me. Like if I looked at my big Beast X Ultra Zord the wrong way, it would like fall over. So I'm hoping they're more solid and they actually release. Again, the Chroma Saber, I've kind of already given my thoughts on that, so I don't have too much to say about that. But the figures, I just don't understand the logic behind this. It just seems so weird. I mean, I already said before, I think that the core 3 should have come with Void Knight instead of Boom Tower since he was the first villain. And then I felt like Wave 2 would have been Boom Tower and Green and Black. I'm not sure why, as of this recording, Green and Black aren't coming out in the main waves. I mean, I feel like putting a female figure like Green in a exclusive thing is something more like Bandai would do, because I mean, in general, the female figures don't sell as well, but it seemed like Bandai kind of leaned more towards that. Just, I don't understand it. Again, it just doesn't make sense to me. So we only have the core 3, and they're the only ones out there, and they're only sort of out there, and then we get Gold and Void Knight first, and the only way to get Green and Black is an Amazon exclusive. It's not like it's on like .com. Amazon's a huge site. It's really easy to get for everybody. You know, it's a big site. It's not like it's unknown or anything like that. But it just seems weird to me. And I could understand this if it was a 5-pack where it was the only way to get the swords. I still think it's weird the main figures don't come with their swords, but that wouldn't have bothered me so much. That's no big deal. That stuff happens all the time. I mean, there was a bunch of Bandai packs like that where near the end of the season's run, they would come out with a 5 or 6 pack that would have like an exclusive weapon or something. So that would be expected. It just seems so weird to me that Green and Black are right now only available exclusive to this set. And again, throughout this whole thing, I just couldn't help but thinking about, they were talking a lot about Dino Fury's big numbers on Netflix, about like all the kids that might have watched it for the first time there, got excited, go to the store, and they either find nothing, or they might never find a Black Ranger or Green Ranger figure. Like, I don't know. Again, this is the kids line. It's not geared towards collectors, but just what weirds me out about this is I feel like it's needlessly complicated, and the way they're releasing it almost feels like a Lightning thing. Like in Lightning Collection, we'll often have to double dip in 2 packs or like the Psycho 5-pack, and it's sort of something that collectors more so accept. But this almost feels like a Lightning Collection practice, and the only reason it upsets me is I just logically do not understand it. It just seems weird. I guess I hope that they at least fix Blue's head, because that still bothers me. Again, I know it's the kids line, but that's a pretty huge mistake, the silver bald-headed look, especially since like right next to him on the package is his art that has it correct. But what do you guys think about this 5-pack? Are you disappointed with the way they're releasing this? Are you looking forward to the Zords? Let me know in the comments as always. Until next time, like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps, ring that bell so you can notifications for my videos. Dawson Rider, signing out.